Hello, Ukatsu Nation, and welcome to another Vidya podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tom, and we got three members of our podcasting panel. We got Sammons.
Hello.
We got Jeffrey.
What's up?
And we got Joe.
Howdy.
The man himself.
Yeah, back at it again.
Back at it again. What's been going on, guys? What have you been doing this week? What have you been playing?
Who wants to start?
Well, I've been playing more BioShock Infinite as always. I've been blowing through that game, and I'm getting very confused by the storyline because I thought I knew what was happening, and now it's like there's insane asylums and weird time jumps going on, and I thought it was some fun game, and now it's just like, what is happening?
It gets trippy.
Yes.
What's happening? How far
So
are you
right
in the
now
game?
it's to the point where really old Elizabeth appeared for no reason that I could discern, and then she was like, "Yeah, don't let this happen." And then she sent me back in time for some reason to save young Elizabeth, and I was like, I thought I was already saving young Elizabeth, so I'm confused.
Have you figured out the secret of the twins, the Lutece twins yet?
Yes, I figured out the secret that they are not twins; they are themselves, just in different genders and different worlds, which is very confusing.
Multi-dimensional travel, different timelines.
Yes, the Lutece siblings are not the siblings. They are literally the same person. One is a dude, one's a girl, and they could communicate for some reason between worlds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's very fun. I got to watch a little bit this morning of Sammons playing through probably the last hour of this game. He hasn't. He's like so close. I kind of wish that you just finished it so we could talk about it on the podcast. I don't want to spoil anything for you. But it's been like 10 years. How many years? Almost.
It's been a few.
Like 6 at least since I've played that game, and I thought it was one of the best games I've ever played at the time. So it's fun to watch just the mystery unfold for Sammons.
It's definitely fun to I mean, at first it's like, oh, this flying utopia city. Oh, it's also super racist. Oh, wait. And, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, you know the storyline? It's pretty cool, right? Really? And then, I don't want to spoil anything, but you get to play through the rest of it. You probably play through it today.
Yeah, I will. You cannot predict where the story will go. I will say that. It is unpredictable.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Jeffrey?
Once again, I've pretty much been playing League of Legends because that's what I play. But
Story hasn't changed.
Nope.
I listened to last
Nope.
week's podcast, which I was not on, and that's exactly what you said
Yep.
last week.
Yep. Except this week, I've gotten a little bit back into Rainbow Six, and then I've actually been playing quite many hours on The Witness, which is a puzzle game, which has been really fun and entertaining.
I think that's very cool, but I couldn't help but only think about the way you said witness.
I thought about it too.
It was very authentically a
Witness?
whoa.
Here, witness. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's ruined now.
It's like
It
one
was
of
No,
those-
as soon as I said it, I'm like, I just put oops.
It's like whenever Teddy plays Wolf in Smash Brothers, and
Yeah.
he goes, I'm going to play some Woof.
Woof.
Oh, that's my dad and his dad does that with Wolf and Roof.
Yeah. Roof.
Yeah.
Roof.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, not to derail us, but that's really cool. Well, Witness was a free game that you can claim on Epic Games Store. Epic Games coming out hot out the
Nice.
bat in 2019. I'm all about Epic Games Store right now.
They're doing a
pretty
good
good.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might do that for a Let's Play because it's family friendly. 2, it's pretty entertaining to try to figure out these puzzles.
For sure.
So be on the lookout for something like that. That's nice. So how far have you gotten in?
Not very far. I'm at the hedge maze, and I've skipped a couple puzzles, and I've also looked up a couple puzzles because I'm just like,
Cheater.
you don't understand, man.
No,
It's super confusing.
I do understand.
I'm
and
just like, how on earth do I even do this?
the way
and-
I do that is I set a personal limit. I'm like, okay, I'm going to only look up 2 puzzles today, and only after I spend an hour and a half failing on
That's
this
what
puzzle.
I do. That's what I do. I tried to figure it out for a long time, and then I look up like the type of puzzle. So I look up one example of the type of puzzle, and I'm usually able to figure out how to do the rest of them. But I need to get a concept of how to do the first one.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just as long as you don't fall down the rabbit hole of looking up answers to every problem in your game.
No, I don't
Or
know.
every problem in life. You're not learning grit very well. stick-to-itiveness that all successful people have, according to some book that my wife read.
Yeah.
But the internet just makes it so easy now.
It's so easy.
Yep,
I
there's that
remember
rabbit
looking
hole.
at game FAQs, in the little text
yeah,
format.
they're like
ASCII
scrolling
files.
through this masterpiece that some random person on the internet just wrote, and those are so fun to look up.
Oh, and like the old school ones where they have like different keys, so you can like Control F to get to each
Yeah.
section.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you learn so much information.
Yeah.
Now they have videos. Now they even have like implemented systems where like, we've noticed you've been having trouble on this level. Would you like to push this Google button to show you the YouTube
no.
video? Like
on Mario
it's
Odyssey,
so easy.
I had to look up a few stars.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
because I'm like,
Hey man, sometimes the answer's not right in front of you.
no.
It's poor game
Yeah.
design. Like there are some games that just have doo-doo game design. Like you should pull this lever that is not there until you look really, really hard at it.
Man, there's some of those like old school point and click adventures are like that, where it's just like, this is not a logical chain of events. I had to pick up like 7 completely unrelated items so I could get a
Yeah.
fireplace poker to entice a dog to go eat a chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's yep. What is logic?
That's cool. The Witness, nice.
A witness. What about you, Joe?
Me personally, I haven't been playing a lot of single player games. I haven't been playing single player games for like 2 years now. I feel like, but I've been playing a lot of League of Legends recently. Even venturing into solo duo queue, which I don't normally do, because I believe League of Legends is a five person game.
I agree.
But just by being a coach for Hickman this year has really reignited my love for the game itself. It is a very team-based game, especially in this current meta. So I'm strategizing, right? We're heading into playoffs soon. We'll talk about that in probably a later portion of this podcast, but just try to find new strategies, new ways to play. It's such a simple game with so many different solutions, but the fun of it is just executing as a team the one simple solution, which could be equally as frustrating when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you have an enemy team that has some teamwork, and then your team has like someone emptying in a lane, and it's just like, well,
I think it's the worst when you lay out this plan with your entire team and everybody acknowledges it, and then for whatever reason their subconscious drives them to go up into this really random location and get
Yeah.
picked off for
Yeah.
no reason, and they knew they shouldn't be there.
it's
but it
super
happened.
annoying.
The thing that I think that gives League of Legends a lot of merit in my book, I think I've decided, is that the basics of the game, like, more or less haven't changed in a long time.
No.
I mean, there's 3 lanes, there's turrets, there's inhibitors, minions, and the only changes they really have made obviously they've added stuff as the game's gone along, but it's just new characters, It's just new ways to
Yeah.
play, figure out new synergies.
New characters, simple changes to characters, and then very simple changes to the jungle.
Yeah.
Simple changes to turrets and all that. Yeah,
That's
base
true.
game.
There's no like
super-
turret relocation or
No.
like new farming methods. Like yeah, there's
Well,
no
there are
longer
new
minions.
farming methods.
Well, I mean like they don't replace minions with anything bizarre.
Right.
Like there's still minions.
Yeah,
There's
the
still
core of
yeah.
it is still intact and it's still exciting.
So they take that simple formula of, this is a solid group of mechanics, and we're going to add variety by making it almost entirely based on player choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still a
that
fun
is-
game.
That is a very nice thing about
So,
it.
yeah, just League, Fortnite. I'm always on the grind. I think it's the final frontier before I collapse on the ground.
There you go.
But
League
I'm,
and Fortnite.
I'm willing to stick through it. There have been a couple people that the Ukatsu crew, they've stepped up. I know Austin just started grinding the mechanics this week, and he's a very mechanics-driven person with Super Smash Bros. Melee and his drumming career, and just he's picked up the building mechanics faster than anyone I've seen. Liv, just every now and then, almost every other night, she's on Fortnite trying to get better too. Yeah, I'm having fun, but I'm missing a single player experience that I really want.
Yeah.
Just watching Sammons play BioShock, just talking about Cyberpunk. Like, I cannot wait for that game.
That game looks so good.
Holy. But that's what I've been playing so far.
Yeah.
What about you, Tom?
So since our last podcast that you mentioned earlier, we talked about Borderlands quite a bit, and that got me thinking, I think I'm just going to play all the Borderlands games at the same time, which is
yeah.
dumb.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I played
No.
I played like a bunch of Borderlands 1. Probably like 10 hours of Borderlands 1 and a couple hours of Borderlands 2.
Any pre-sequel?
I haven't done any pre-sequel because that's the one I've played the most recently. And I've started that game 3 times in the last year, but like with different groups of people. And I'm always like, I have this like level 8 character, and oh, you want to start at level 1? Okay. Oh, dang it.
We could play.
Just
Dude,
going through
I'm not kidding. I want to get a Borderlands group together, like a group of 4 people, and try to do like Son of Cromarax and stuff like that, like the little raids that they have.
I have one of my best friends plays a lot of Borderlands. I think he'd be really interested in doing something like that.
I know Ben's interested. He just lit up in the background.
I think I would play Borderlands, but it does have to be with even with a good group. I don't know. Something about Borderlands. I need to see some sort of more advanced mechanics or something.
What?
Then
it doesn't need it.
You need to play the interesting tree on whatever character you choose.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's 3 character trees for each character that you can pump skills into, and one of them is always some convoluted, like, okay, doing this gets you stacks of that, and then doing this spends those stacks, and the way that you mechanically get into it.
It's like Diablo, right? I think maybe it just was the storyline or the repetition of just like,
it's an inherently silly game.
Fetch this, kill that, go out, fetch this, kill that. It didn't really peak.
Didn't peak with you. Well, I think if you do get through to the end game kind of stuff, not end game, but there are like raid boss type things that you can get into that are kind of like side quests and things.
Yeah.
There's a whole in Borderlands 2, there's a whole DLC based on Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty cool.
It's Tiny Tina's, right?
Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so much stuff goes super weird, and it changes all the time. And it's like, and all the players are, they have never played D&D before. It's like Lilith and Brick and Mordecai. And it's super funny.
If I remember correctly, the very beginning of it, like, just because she's like describing this like a DM would, but then it's like at the video game you're playing it and you're just like fighting the things she's talking about.
Yeah.
So the very beginning of it, she's like, and a giant dragon comes down and kills you all, and like big invincible.
Right.
And they're like, that's not fair. And she's like, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping an open mind about it now that I have so many more gamer friends, but I hope it's not just the same exact thing 2019.
It should be.
I'm hoping that they're like, hey, we can improve the game.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks really good.
It looks like, from what I've seen, that so in the past it's always been like each character has one action skill, which is their like super ultimate ability, and that kind of is what they can do, and there's ways to like kind of change it up a little bit, but not really, you know. Like Lilith in the first game always does like a dimensional teleport, and you can add like damage to it and stuff, or like punching out of it like does massive damage or something like that, but like it's always the same thing. And in the third one, they're kind of teasing that there's different ways they use their action skills, like completely different ways, so there'd be more
Diablo-like, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Cool.
Super excited.
Nice.
So anyway, I've been playing Borderlands. And Borderlands 2.
Borderlands is a very fun franchise.
It's good times. So anyway, back to what you alluded to before. We got eSports finals coming up. We got we've done all the makeup matches, right?
Yes, the last one was played last night. Yeah, and so we're getting ready for playoffs, which will be a 3-week show. Best of 5s every week. We talked about it. I heard this part on the podcast last week. It is a best of 5. Sorry, Jeffrey.
It's okay.
But yeah, it'll be pretty dope. I think we're only having 2 matches a week too. Is that right?
That sounds right, because best of 5s will definitely wear out the players if they do several games a week.
Right. I think there's only enough games to do that much. But yeah, the kids have been working really, really hard this entire season. Still the only LAN high school esports league in the world, guys. So you should really share that and promote that. It's a very interesting fact that I don't know why we're in Columbia, Missouri, but it's happening here, and it's very important that news spreads.
It's
super exciting to me because before the teams have been like kind of loud and like talking about what they can do, but I don't know what happened recently, but for some reason I think it was Rockbridge. They've gotten like super loud to the point where it's like you can almost hear what they're saying, and it's kind of crazy because in the audience it was like you kind of hear like muttering about what the team's talking about, but now it's like you can hear the teams like yelling about what is so important at that time.
It's a very Overwatch mentality. There are a lot of Overwatch players that I actually coached in the fall that have transitioned to League of Legends, and in Overwatch, there's so much happening at all times. Like there's never a break in the action if you're playing a particular game mode, and so you have to be very loud, very direct. And so that's why you hear people like Jordan, oh me, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, they do that in League 2, but not nearly to the volume of Overwatch. So you see some crossover. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I hate the call-outs that are like, over here. I don't know where you're looking.
yeah.
Like,
that's
very
why you
non-specific.
Need to have
Hey, look there.
Call-outs. That's why you have to have good call-outs. It's a very important part of team-based esports.
It's true.
Or e-gaming, as my banker told me today.
E-gaming.
Oh,
E-gaming?
yeah. Oh, yeah, e-gaming.
Oh,
Put E in front of it, and it makes
Are
it
you
game.
part of this new e-gaming phenomenon? Yes.
This morning.
Yes, I am.
I guess it's different than tabletop. The TT.
TT.
Wait until there's an electric tabletop that you can game on. Then it's going to be a whole nother level.
ET.
Yeah, that's
Electric
been a
table.
thing for a long time.
There is,
sir.
yeah.
This morning on, it was one of the morning shows on CBS. Rick Fox was on it talking about his new TV show coming up, and at the very end of the interview, he talked about how his league team and how there's going to be the finals in St. Louis, which is super cool.
Go Rick Fox. What a guy.
Yeah.
Rick Fox.
Yeah.
No idea. Don't know anything about
He's
him.
a former Lakers basketball player that purchased an entire esports team, or built. He mostly built an esports team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's been somewhat successful. It's been very successful, I should say.
Yeah.
Compared to the hundreds or thousands of esports teams that have popped up on Twitter and have never gone anywhere.
Didn't do very well this spring, but
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, franchises, have winless seasons.
Rebuilding
Yeah.
years.
But
I mean, Team Liquid went from
They're
a
still
loser
around.
team to a amazing team.
yeah,
That's true.
And just sitting on a spot in the LCS, like you can sell. Who is it? The 76ers just bought. Oh my gosh, I forgot what team it was. I feel so terrible, but it was some $12 million, like just yesterday, from another basketball team that owned. Well, I don't know what basketball. NBA. Good job. You caught them early. But yeah, so Ukatsu Esports is gonna wrap up, and then we're gonna kick into summer camps. Oh, we actually just did the Midwest Campus Clash, another esports related thing. By far our most smooth operation ever. If you haven't seen the vlog, it's on our YouTube channel. Probably how you're watching
It
this
did go super well.
podcast right now. But you should totally check out that vlog. We had a blast. All hands on deck. And yeah, we were in and out, and we got done before 8 o'clock.
That's
No,
amazing.
there were no delays. It was
That's
so
super
nice.
impressive.
We almost had a delay.
Was it
We
like-
were early by an hour, and then one player held up the tournament for like an extra hour because he was so good.
Yeah, he was.
And at the same time,
at
he
the
had,
last
like,
guy.
computer issues. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing amazing.
Dang.
Yeah, almost, but not quite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we still covering Ukatsu news right now?
Yeah,
What
that's
else?
what we
Game of LCS finals.
Yeah.
This
that's gonna be
Saturday.
big.
Yeah.
Pumped. You might see another vlog for that.
Exciting.
the people demand more vlogs.
They really do.
Don't know if they know what goes into editing a vlog.
I don't think they do.
Guys, I just want to let you know, yesterday I sat there for 7-8 hours just editing this vlog, and I was on the brink of insanity. This happens every vlog. Brink of insanity by the last little chunk. You just want to throw in those clips, get the thumbnail. The thumbnail always gets me too, because you're like, I'm done with the project. Now I have to make a thumbnail. But no, they take a lot of effort, but they're very well worth it. There's a reason why the kids love them, and the adults too. We'll meet these random kids, guys. Like, they'll come to our birthday parties. First time they're at Ukatsu, like, yeah, I already saw your vlogs and everything. It's like,
What?
Whoa. They creep so hard on YouTube, and thank you for that, audience. It's not a bad thing. That's awesome. So keep asking for them. We might just deliver on those.
There you go. So, LCS coming up. We got
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
I still haven't watched.
Have you gotten any further along?
No.
I can't
Sorry,
say anything.
Jeffrey.
I literally can't say anything.
Wow.
Game of Thrones is so good.
You're going to be
That's all I
so
can say.
surprised when you're on Greyjoy gets a dragon. It's going to be so cool. Oh, wait. Dang. I shouldn't have told you that.
I'm not gonna remember.
I can't say anything. This is so frustrating.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because some of the high schoolers and middle schoolers are like, man, I wanted to go to your watch party. It's like, sorry, 18 plus only, and you can
Yeah.
watch it from home.
There's nudity hardcore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
lots of language
Just
and
a
murder
lot of
death.
things. Violent.
It's a very mature show.
Yeah.
But I think as long as the parents' permission, you watch these kinds of shows, play these kinds of games. As long as you talk about, hey, this is a fictitious world where these things happen, or this circumstance happens all the time
Please
in real
don't
life.
think
Let's
this is
talk about
real.
that too. Like that, it's a good.
As long as you address everything properly.
Yeah,
and
be
don't-
mature about it. Have these discussions that you should have. Don't just watch the show and emulate the show. That's probably the last.
You're saying GTA is not a good representation of life?
Yeah, you know me.
Only Vice City. That's the only one you can emulate. Bring back the 80s, kids. They were great. All right. Well, I think that about wraps up our Ukatsu news, unless you guys got anything else. Because we can talk about snack dust as our best worst thing.
Best worst thing.
I love this part.
Specifically, we're gonna. What I want you to imagine is reaching into that bag of Doritos. There's like 3 chips left, and you come out, and your hand is just orange messiness, and it's delicious.
I mean,
Doritos could totally be made without that dustiness. They the CEO of the company is like, yeah, we could do that, but the dust is part of the experience.
I would
And
agree.
It's
Oh,
fun
yes.
to lick
Snack
it
dust.
off the finger.
oh yeah.
Now,
But it's also disgusting.
let me ask you this though, guys. You said you reach into the bag, right?
Uh huh.
And you get it. Sometimes some people have it all over their hands.
That's
Is
impressive.
the only acceptable place to lick off the snack dust just the fingertips? Because what if it's on the back of the hand? You lick the
Okay,
back
if
of
it's
the
on your
hand.
hand, it is edible.
Yeah.
All right.
I
was
kind
just
of
wondering.
agree.
I don't think I've ever licked the
it's-
back of my hand.
It's never
for
for
snack
me.
dust.
It pretty much only gets on these fingers because it's what I use to eat chips.
He's,
first 3.
he's using
Yeah,
3
first 2.
fingers.
Because I need
That's all I
need
eat
these
with
2
it.
to actually do stuff with my mouse or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
you're one of those people.
Yes.
Okay, I will say that is a big no-no. Eating any snack dustable snack.
Yeah, I just
And
use
then-
my left hand to move
Yeah.
the mouse around. I'm never playing a game or anything.
No, I'm not playing a game when I eat chips. Well, maybe sometimes.
That's the definition of a crusty keyboard or a crusty mouse.
Chopsticks.
But I mean, my left hand is never dusty. It's only my right hand, and it's only with my mouse. And I never actually put the dust on the mouse. I either lick it off before I put it on the mouse. After,
yeah, I
after
can't even do that.
After I wipe it off with a napkin or Kleenex.
You know, the dust is amazing, but there's always that kind of cringy moment where you see someone stick in and they have very dusty fingers, and then they just very thoroughly lick their fingers and stick their hand back in the bag. And then you're sharing the bag
Or
with
on
them.
the Ukatsu mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, like,
See, that's where
See, I'm respectful to other people's things.
that's where the patented Joe Chi chopsticks for everything method
It's
comes in.
so good, actually. I wish I had a pair of chopsticks all the time down here.
just a little. That's the what's it called, fanny pack add-on. Just a little like chopsticks pouch.
Foldable chopsticks.
Chopsticks holder.
I taught Andrew, Ninja and PK, I don't know if he listens to our podcast, this method. And for the next, I kid you not, 3 months, this kid would always order Takis and would ask for a pair of chopsticks because we somehow had them after going to like Hai Chai or something like that on hand. He said, can I get a pair of chopsticks? He was like, yes, you can, Andrew. Here you go.
Absolutely.
And he was really good at it. I was very proud of him. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the ultimate way. But I guess what we're really talking about is the dust, which
Yeah.
And like Takis is an excellent example, Doritos, but like you don't get it on like a Ruffle or a Lay's potato chip. You just get grease there.
you do get a lot of salt.
Barbecue chips?
I just had
There's
sour
dust at the
cream.
bottom.
That's why it's snack dust. So like in my mind, Cheetos is like the ultimate one where it has like snack dust
That's like
because
Cheetos are basically they take all the other snack dust and like smash it together into a stick,
yep.
and then that's
Stick
a
of
Cheeto.
air.
Yeah. Or cheese puffs. Those things are. I don't like cheese puffs, but
They're
they
fun.
produce a lot of snack dust.
Dude, You know what I like to do, which is super weird, is like with the cheese puffs, I like to put it in my mouth and then smash it against the roof of my mouth with my tongue.
Yeah.
Yep. You're not the only one.
Not the only one.
I don't know why I like that, but I do.
It's fun.
It's satisfying.
It is.
That's right.
Like, no teeth, just
No, actually, I know why we do it. It's because at some point in our lives we did it and we just crushed it between our teeth, and then it just like gummed our entire mouth up and you can't chew.
Yeah.
So then you're just like, oh, that's why I don't do that. Well,
I mean, yeah, one of my favorite things to do, though, with snack dust is whenever all the chips are gone, and then you only have dust in that one corner of the bag because you hold it sideways.
Yep.
And then I just get the dust out and eat the dust.
Yeah.
just like lick your finger before you stick it in
It's
there.
like a baby bottle pop.
Because then
but
it
for-
sticks.
No.
It sticks to your finger.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always that fine line between like, do I want to stick my hand in, or do I just want to like curl the edge up and then just tilt it?
If you tilt
But
the
if you
bag,
do
you're
that,
always
the dust
always
goes
falls on your
everywhere.
face. You get acne from it.
The
the
dust
rest of
literally
you,
would go everywhere.
the rest of the
Oh,
people at this
yes.
table are wearing glasses. I don't. I've gotten snack dust in my face before, in my eyeballs. This is
I
not a
have
good
not.
feeling.
I mean, I always
Your
tilt the bag,
eyeball.
and I've yet
That's
to
a
get
big
it in
bag.
my eye.
You always got to have like the mouth, the bag corner.
No, there's a process. You straighten the bottom, and you shake it, and then you straighten the bottom again, and then you take the top lip that you're gonna like drink from, essentially,
You
and
have
you
thought
bend
about
it.
this way too
All right.
much.
The reason is because there's an optimized process, and
Was
if you
this
don't,
his idea or was it your idea?
if you don't follow all the
I
steps,
thought it was your Tom's idea. So Sammons just came prepared with an entire life story of
all right.
snack dust
I'm just
prep.
saying, if you don't come prepared, you regret it.
The only one that I tilt with is Pringles cans.
Dude.
When I'm done with the Pringles
Oh,
can, I
man.
tilt it,
It
up
was-
and I do
Pringles. That's
I
not even
tap
snack
it.
dust. That's just more Pringles.
Yeah.
No, there's dust at the there's dust at the bottom that you
No,
tap.
I'm with
it,
Joe
and
on this one. That's not dust. That's Pringles.
That's more Pringles. They just got crushed up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pringles were my favorite chips when I was a kid. It was a
Dude.
sad day when my hands got too big to fit like down a Pringles can.
yes,
You have to,
I
like-
understand.
You have to like tilt them out. Yeah.
Uh,
Pringles
and
are top tier.
It leads to a lot more of the broken chips because you have to slide them up and slide them back
Uh-huh.
down.
Yeah.
I wish they could have like a push pop.
They do.
Apparently
Pringle.
Japan
There's a
has
little,
like
there's a toy.
a whole series of snacks that are like basically Pringles can snacks, and they have those. Like, I don't know. That's what I've heard.
I've seen somewhere on the internet a device that is designed to reach into the Pringles can and just elevate them.
Oh, it's like the little hook thing.
Yeah, it's like a little hook. So I don't know how it gets into the can.
I think
but
it's
you just like
manufactured in there.
pull on it, and then it just raises all the chips. You don't have to crush them. You don't have to worry about breaking chips.
That would be.
And you don't have to worry about
legendary.
sticking your hand inside the can. It's this amazing mythical device that I've yet to see in real life, but I know it exists.
That sounds great.
I'm not going to repeat it because this is a family-friendly podcast. But Mitch Hedberg, comedian who died in the early 2000s, he had an excellent joke about Pringles. You should look it up on the YouTube.
Okay. All right. We'll do. But yeah, snack dust. I agree. Best worst thing. Delicious.
Definitely. Delicious,
But also
but,
disgusting.
Yeah, that's
Problematic.
Just more
I'd
Pringles.
Also,
ask.
I would say what makes it disgusting, not necessarily isn't the snack dust, it's us, right? It's the human. You throw a human into this equation, and it gets just terrible. It
You
gets
start
Yeah.
seeing some reprehensible behavior,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
licking your fingers and
So-
like making out with your own fingers and then sticking them back in the bag.
Well, see, the thing is,
Especially when you're sharing the bag. That's the worst.
with me especially, I bring the chip bag to my room, and then it's my chip bag.
These are my chips now.
You're like a cat. You just, to my lair, my den.
That's how it goes. It's the
Wow.
house's chips,
Possessive.
and then you eat them right next to the pantry, and then they go to the couch. And then they go from the couch to like closer to your room, and then they just make it their way into your room, and then they never come
My
out.
mom buys the chip bag. She puts it in the pantry. I immediately take it to my room.
Oh, you're the terrible sibling in the family.
Hey,
See,
youngest of 7, you
I-
have to scavenge for yourself.
I gotta be the voice of reason here and say you don't eat out of the bag. You put it in a bowl and take the bowl with you and put the bag away. Therefore, you don't eat an entire bag of chips.
See, my dad tried implementing
Yeah.
that, and then I caught him grabbing the entire bag. So
He's the man of the house. He gets to do what he
no,
wants.
he would
You
like
do
no,
what he says,
Mike,
not
use
what he
a bowl.
does.
Use a bowl. He would like hand me a bowl and like give me a good portion size and be like, "Okay, Dad." And then I just use the bowl. And then I remember we both did it for like a good month. And then we were watching a movie, and he just went and just grabbed the bag, and he was like, "Here."
The only time I use a bowl is when I'm sick, because that's when I actually don't want to infect the
That's
bag.
exactly when you should be eating potato chips. The most nutritious thing you can
Yep.
You have a sore throat? Eat chips.
Yeah, sore throat gets all lacerated by the chip fragments. It's great.
All right. Yeah.
It promotes blood flow.
Yeah, it purges the blood like the leeches.
Best worst thing.
Yeah, there you go. Snack dust, guys.
Snack dust.
Let us know what you think on
Stamp.
Discord or in the
Best worst.
comments section. I'm not gonna read them, but somebody might.
I will.
I'll read them.
I will.
I make it one of my life goals to never get embroiled in a comment section.
I like reading the comment section, but yeah, I can't get in an argument. That's just too much.
So in gaming news, biggest news that I know of is PlayStation Network. You can finally change your PSN ID.
Hey, kudos to PSN. We did it, guys.
This is
I don't
2019.
even have a PlayStation anymore, but that was a problem back then.
It's been a problem for as long as the PlayStation Network has been a thing.
Yep.
I've never had one, but I feel like that would definitely be amazing to have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
man.
my username.
Think
I
of
don't
all
really need to
the
change it.
Gamer Master 231s out there
Pro Gamer UK.
that can finally change their gamer tags after, aging.
Yeah,
I wonder
can
how
see the
many
benefit.
kids create their gamer tag when they're like 10 or 11, and then they actually like it when they're like 20 years old.
0.
No.
No, there have to be some out there. It's just.
I mean,
If it's a cool name,
me kind of. So, like, my original gamer tag I would use on everything is actually what's on the back of my truck, which is Foxion, Foxion. And I made that when me and my best friend were, like, role-playing, imagine, outside, running around. And I made that my name, and then I used it in my games, and I used it in my usernames.
oh,
And then...
I always thought it was Foxion.
I thought it was
me
Foxion
too.
as well.
No, I in my head at the
Sorry to
time...
take this beautiful moment.
at the time, I was like, Foxion? That doesn't look or sound right. So I'm just going to take out the T.
Foxion.
Yeah, but
Okay, well, I'll
Yeah.
have to fix the way I've been saying it for
It's
the
okay.
last 2 years. You never corrected us either.
no, because I stopped carrying at a certain point.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't like the name anymore.
Well, well, now I use Galaxy Fox, but
You can always
I
tell.
still use it sometimes.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's good to have for the rest of your life too.
Yeah.
What is-
I
there
wish I
were-
had that dedication. For me, it was just initials growing up. Like
is-
that's what it is. It's your name or your initials or something like that. If it's an Xbox player and they're completely clueless as about what their gamer tag is, it's always adjective, noun. They have that generator,
Yeah.
So that's why you see these random things of just like adjective, noun, like Lath. I guarantee you, Lath, if you're listening to this, was yours on an Xbox account because
Was his-
Uptight Orchid. So it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
what?
yeah, that's like totally an Xbox name. I remember mine was like Aesthetic Parrot is the one it came up with.
Aesthetic Parrot.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
okay,
if
sure.
you
There's a
play
throwaway account, so.
Kahoot,
Yeah.
there's a name generator, and it gives you an adjective and an animal name or something.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes.
Warped Penguin.
Warped Penguin. Oh, wow.
Ballistic.
Live
Pengu.
Cos-
They're all over the
Oh my
place.
gosh.
But that's cool. Good job, PSN.
Yay. Speaking of video game, man, I need to stop saying speaking of on this podcast. Anyway, another thing that Apex Legends has brought to the table into the realm of BR games has been stolen by Fortnite. Just straight stole. Fortnite has respawn bans, guys.
Woo.
I don't know how they work.
I don't either.
So, just like in Apex, say one member of your team dies, they get knocked, they're in the state of down but not out, and then they get finished. They drop a little tag, and you can pick up the tag. You do have to make it out of that fight, either by running away or by eliminating the other team. Then you can walk up to one of these respawn beacons, respawn vans, interact with it, and your teammate will spawn again. They get revived. This time in Apex, they get absolutely nothing. In Fortnite, they get a gray pistol, is what I believe. I haven't played with it yet because it just dropped. But I think it's a great change because there's so many times when I'm playing squads and one person dies, and we're like, well,
Game over.
we could all restart and jump off, like, fall damage and kill ourselves and start a next round. Otherwise, this person would be waiting here for 15 minutes, potentially. So it keeps
The horror.
Yeah, I think it's a great quality of life thing.
I can see that, yeah.
And some people are like, well, the games are going to take forever now, and that might be true in like mid-elo duos, but I think for squads in general, the action's pretty quick.
The thing about that is the respawn beacons are in set locations, and if their algorithm for determining where those things is any good, there are going to be fewer and fewer and fewer to be able to use as the circle gets smaller, and it's not getting smaller at a slower rate.
You know, I'm not sure how they think it's going to last longer, because it's not like having more respawn beacons is going to slow down the rate of the storm.
Yeah.
Because the storm is going to shrink at the same rate no matter what.
That is
I believe
very
I just
true.
said that.
Yep. You guys. In different words. You guys are both correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
But that's like what I've heard from some
pouting
people
now.
here at Ukatsu. I'm like, I personally, big fan.
Just thirst people, man.
Yeah. Well, we've always been thirsting people, even before the 50 health anyway. But now I just think, maybe it will prevent thirsting because we don't get health per kill anymore.
I think this is supposed to like encourage, like this is supposed to be their like, sorry we did that to you guys, where they had it in the non-ranked mode, the non-arena mode, where you could get health back for thirsting somebody, and now they took that away, and now they're like, well, it's okay because you can respawn.
Yeah, apology not accepted, Epic. I don't take that. No. That's a whole nother topic we can reserve for another time. But overall, the respawn beacons, as the only Fortnite player here, very good quality of life things. It's going to help us out a lot when we play with our kids, too. Makes it a lot less waiting game for them.
Does the name tag take up an entire slot?
No. Once you pick it up, anyone on your squad can use that respawn beacon.
Okay.
There's also a timer. You know, it's not instantaneous.
And I'm sure there's a timer for how long you have to pick it up, too.
Yes, there's a 90-second timer, which I think is exactly the same thing as Apex.
Okay.
Man, how has Apex been so influential and yet it's not thriving better?
It's because they couldn't deliver.
because they don't
Everyone
have
was
double
waiting.
jump.
Everyone.
I feel like Apex's way to survive now is implement double jump and wall running, because
Make it Titanfall 3.
yes,
I don't know. I think they should do different game modes.
that could help
It's
too.
Make it free Call of Duty.
Remember,
Just do
remember
it.
the first time Fortnite changed their map? That was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe Apex needs to
Oh.
throw a new map.
It's kind of like what was that one game where you would die and you would turn into a chicken?
Oh, that was a Realm
Realm
Royale.
Realm
Yeah,
Royale.
that was a spurt of everyone just kind of transitioned to that, and then it died out, and
It was
it's back to
charming.
Fortnite.
It's still around, actually.
It was just too similar to Fortnite.
See, I was
Cartoony third person.
I was way more into Realm Royale when it was going to be Paladins Royale, and it was going to be the straight characters from
Yeah.
the first-person shooter, you know, like. But then they kind of made it more basic, more like customizable, I guess, more generic.
Easier to balance.
Yeah, much easier to balance. That is for sure. It's like, oh, you spawned with a sniper rifle and you spawned with an axe. Great.
Yeah. So,
I wonder who's gonna win that fight.
dang. Rest in peace, Realm Royale.
Yeah,
Apex is still popular.
yeah, it
You know,
is.
it doesn't. Not every game has to be the next Fortnite, right?
Be
That's
really
a
interesting if they made a battle royale that was based around instances. So, like, if you ever encounter someone, instead of it becoming like a public fight, it's like an instant fight. So, you be going to a separate little area, a separate little arena to beat that person, and then after you like,
shield goes around you two, and
yeah, there's like a
nobody
little
can
dome that
leave.
pops up, and it's a one-on-one, and then
Oh,
once
it's
over,
like in
Call it Thunderdome, man.
it's like in Borderlands. Whenever you 1v1 someone,
Yeah.
you hit them, they hit you back, and then you get your own dome, and then you fight, and then it's over.
Yep. That's good times. Oh man, have you seen Firestorm? Anybody?
No.
That's the
that's the Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Yeah.
Battlefield.
It does look interesting.
Battle Royale. I watched one video where people were playing it, and I got no sense of how that game works beyond it's just, instead of having a team full of squads, it's just your squad versus everyone else.
I also heard there's a big camping problem because Battlefield is huge,
Huge.
and you can lay prone and wait.
The pro.
But I mean, I think it's just a game mode that
Yeah.
highlights the whole package of Battlefield. I really want to play Battlefield with all of you guys. We had 9 people in our League of Legends Discord last night, and we couldn't all play in the same game. I was like, man, what if we could play a game all together? That would be fun. Was that only game? Battlefield.
Yeah.
64 v 64. I think it'd be so much fun.
It would be really fun to have a squad of 9 people.
Oh heck yeah! You would dominate.
It'd be amazing.
Oh my goodness.
You could have a full squad of, like, that's one's a tank. You could have a sniper squad. You could have a medic squad. Like, that'd be insane.
Exactly. You could role play your little squad.
That'd be so fun.
I've never played Battlefield.
It's fun.
It's
It's like a first-person
really
shooter
fun.
that just.
It's fun if you have the right group, but if
Yeah.
you're solo and you're not great, it's terrible.
Oh,
then
so
you-
not for me. Got it.
It's
Well, then
an
you're just a sniper, and then you just role play as a sniper, and you know you.
Basically, it's you're running, you know, maybe you get a couple kills, you're doing great, and then out of left field, nowhere, guy you can't see because he's over the freaking horizon snipes you in the head. And you're just like, nothing I could have done about that.
I always love in Battlefield respawning as the enemy is taking your point. So, so you're literally the last guy, and you just like, oh god, there's 4 enemies around me.
Or somebody's just like flies a jet into you. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
great.
There's some really talented pilots.
Is
in
it kind of like
Battlefield.
a
It's
Planet Side 2?
it's
Have you ever
more
played
like
Planet Side 2?
Maybe, yeah, kind
It's
of.
like a better Call of Duty.
it's Call of Duty, except for it takes a few more hits to die, usually, and the size of the map is about 8 times as big as a Call of Duty map.
The map is way bigger.
Wow.
The guns feel satisfying to shoot. It's not just like pew pew pew. I'm pressing a button. It's like press. It's like ka-chunk. It's like, oh, I just
Well,
like.
and some of the more recent ones, because they've been going back to like World War One and stuff. Like World War One didn't have sniper rifles, so you're the sniper class, and you're like, I'm gonna snipe, and it's like an iron sights rifle, and you're like, oh, I can't see that person from
Yeah.
100
It's like
yards
a magnifying
away.
glass on a little.
You're like, oh, my scope is literally just a piece of metal ring. Huh.
Yeah.
Great.
I like how they, what's the word? Fictionalize old wars too. It's like,
Yeah.
this is an automatic weapon in World War One.
What was that class? There was some class that was literally just like a suit of armor. With
Yeah. There's a
just, like-
flamethrower guy.
Was the flamethrower? I thought it was the guy with like essentially a Gatling gun.
Yeah, there's that guy too.
Yeah, it's like
Those are fun. Those are just like video game stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, another game franchise that's getting some updates is Sea of Thieves. It's been out for almost a year now, maybe a little over a year, and they're doing an anniversary update. It's supposed to be huge. From what I've read, it's going to actually add elements that make Sea of Thieves from a sailing simulator and a drinking and playing music simulator to a video game.
Nice.
There's going to be a new PvP kind of
Ooh.
mode
Hey.
where everybody gets the same set of maps and you're competing for who can get the most treasure chests. And if you run into another set of players, you can kill them and take their treasure chests.
That's fun.
Stuff like that. They're adding a new island that's the biggest island in the game. And individual parts can get damaged on your ship now instead of just like the whole ship taking damage. You can
that's
like
neat.
damage the sails or the rudders or whatever.
See, that's what I thought Sea of Thieves was always going to be.
Right.
After watching the trailer, I was like, this looks really fun. Like, I want to do that with my friends. Like, it felt like that was the solution instead of Borderlands for me when it came to role playing. And then I saw people play it, and they're like, well, this is good for an hour or two. And then we ran out of stuff.
This is not good for 60 of my dollars.
Somehow, though, there's streamers like Summit who just play so much Sea of Thieves. Like, an abnormal amount of Sea of Thieves, 50,000 views every time. I'm like, what? So he'll have more content.
Good for him.
Yeah, no,
I think maybe new enemy types are coming too, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
I will say Sea of Thieves does a very good job of having fun with sailing without being like out of control with how micromanagey you have to be with the ship.
Yeah, but you can get around without doing much, but then you can also set your sails
Yeah.
a certain way to catch the wind better and
Drop
go
the
faster.
anchor, turn fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there is micromanaging.
Those
that's
freaking
available,
skids, man. Gotta Tokyo drifting on
That's
the open
pretty cool.
seas.
I don't know. Good for Sea of Thieves. I hope you get more sales from that.
Yeah. We also got a new trailer for the Lion King live action. Is it a live action movie? If it's entirely CG.
CG. I think CG.
It's CG. It's all CG, but I mean,
But it's in that vein of like trying to make
It looks like
classic Disney movies into realistic.
I hope they do a good job. Because if
the
animals
new trailer makes it look actually good. The first trailer they released, I'm like, all right, you're just making the graphics look look better, more lifelike, but I didn't really feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But this new trailer, I was like, okay, yeah, I can get behind this.
Did you like the Jungle Book?
I have not yet seen a single one of the remakes.
Oh.
I still prefer the cartoon version.
Jungle Book was okay.
Yeah, it's
I
the
think
same
Lion
director.
King will be okay. I don't think it's ever going to surpass the Lion King OG.
No.
Like, that's
Probably
a
not.
tough...
Yeah.
But, hey, man, Disney needs more money.
Apparently.
Do they though?
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
really.
They
Remakes?
just bought Marvel, right? Or Fox, so they got to
yeah.
They
make
did
up
just
for
buy
that.
Fox, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if
But I
that's
mean,
just like
with
I just
Avengers
need
Endgame.
$100 million. I just need to make $100 million. Let's make Lion King again.
Endgame's going to make $1 billion.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sure, but still, I think they spent a lot of money on that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been spending a lot of money on it for the last 11 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
It still
built up
blows my
to-
mind how much money they spend. Millions of dollars, and they treat it like $1 million is like $1.
Yeah, but it looks so
We
cool.
have to, right?
It's so crazy.
Percentages, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy.
I will watch Lion King, and I will probably not like it as much as the original because
Not-
I was a child when I watched
Well, I
the
guess-
original.
Yeah.
Not sold
We could
on
talk
it.
about Endgame, how that comes out in 2 weeks.
It does come out in 2 weeks.
We've talked quite a bit about Endgame, and I think if you haven't purchased your tickets now, you might be out of luck if you're in a major city. Luckily, we're in Columbia, Missouri. Hey, so we could probably still buy tickets and be fine.
Yeah.
But we should get around to doing
Yeah,
that.
my
Everyone.
family needs to buy their tickets.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Getting
Yeah.
to that point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good. We're right at the cusp of like great blockbuster movie season.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be good.
What
So
to do in the
weird.
summer? Go to the beach or go to the movies?
I'm gonna
Movies.
try to do both.
Both. Why not?
Yeah.
Nighttime, daytime, right?
Sure.
Both in one day? Oh my
Yeah.
What are you going to do the next
Watch
day?
a movie on the beach.
Does it ever
that's
throw
too
you
much.
off when the animals are voiced by like very popular people?
Some of the animals
Beyonce.
are.
Yeah.
There's some big names attached to the Lion King movie.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of the
I hope
Jungle
so.
Book too, though. Like,
And
you
they got
had-
James Earl Jones to come back for
Mufasa.
That's
When he
probably the only only choice, right?
Yeah.
He really is the only choice. When that man dies, it's going to be a very sad day because they can no longer remake him, and he can no longer be involved in anything else. And
Right.
He has left so much behind.
I don't think he wasn't. Did he reprise his role in Lion King 2?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I've only seen Lion King 2 once, maybe.
Oh, dude, I love Lion King.
I mean, it's like Robin
I
Williams.
completely forget it, but I know all the songs. Do they have songs?
Yes.
So in
Yeah.
the trailer, they had Timon and Pumbaa doing the.
Yeah.
And
but is it
but
like
that
a
was the only instance of singing that.
I'm
like,
sure there's gonna be a
musical
lot.
number, right?
I'm sure there's going to be quite a few songs.
Jungle Book, I don't
They
remember.
did it differently though.
Yeah.
The songs were completely different than what you remember.
Yeah.
So you can't like listen to the old song in your head down memory lane and like listen to what's in front of you and be like,
that
What?
jives.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will just be
Did you
disappointed.
see Beauty
though.
and the Beast? That I didn't know.
I didn't see that.
I mean,
It's-
Emma Watson probably did a fantastic job. I would imagine.
It's a very good movie,
Did
but
they
you
sing in
Oh,
that?
yeah.
do not like remember what you watched as a child when you're watching it because you will hate the movie if you
For
remembering
sure.
the other one. But
Keep
if
an
you
open
watch it as
mind,
like
I
a new
guess.
movie, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
But these movies, I don't know. You have children,
I
Tom.
do have
Do you
children.
still show your kids like the animated movies?
Heck yeah, I do.
Okay.
I've been forcing my kids to watch Aladdin for 3
Yeah.
years.
Really?
That's
So
awesome.
I'm just like, Aladdin's the best movie of all time. You have to watch it.
It's a great
and,
movie.
And they're just like, this is boring. I'm like,
what's
no.
Really? Oh no.
Okay, I didn't
They-
realize this, but Tom, you need to have a discussion with Teddy because Teddy hates Aladdin.
What?
You know what? Teddy's wrong.
Teddy hates Aladdin?
Yes, Teddy says he has never seen it through because he thinks the story is stupid.
What?
I mean, it's better than the actual tale it's based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's just
Aladdin,
weird.
Disney Aladdin, very very good.
Yeah, it's pretty
but
solid.
that's good. So parents, I would assume they did because they
Yeah.
watch them themselves. They're like, hey, you should watch this.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
doubt
We have
very
several
many
of 'em.
families are missing those experiences.
Yeah.
But I guess watching it in CG it just makes more sense to the 8-year-old eye.
Maybe so. Yeah, we've definitely shown some Disney movies to our kids. They obviously there's the whole Frozen thing. I'm interested to see how Frozen does.
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2.
It looks so serious.
Yeah, it looks like...
Whoa.
Well, but like,
so serious.
I mean, all those like 5 and 8-year-old girls that were like, I need to be Elsa forever, and I need to watch this movie 7 times a day. Like, they've all aged significantly, and they're in a much different part of their life right now. So,
yeah.
Are they gonna respond to Frozen 2 in the same way? I wonder.
I mean...
Maybe.
I
And
like
this is-
Frozen.
I can
Well,
get
I
back
like
to you on that
Frozen
one
too.
because I had a niece that literally did watch that movie 7 times in a day. And
My-
she would do that every day, so I can get back to you on that.
It hasn't been that long though, right? Like between Toy Story 1 and 2,
It was.
was there enough of a?
So Frozen
Year,
came
2
out
years?
before I had a kid,
It was
and so it's been at
2000.
least 5 years.
12, I thought.
Okay. They'll
What?
probably.
Wow.
No,
Was it
Carrie was
not?
pregnant. It's probably been between.
know.
It's been between 5 and 6 years.
Maybe that's why they're going for a different vibe, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like they're very serious this time. Maybe they. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have lots of market research out
tons of
there
it.
that is like, we have an audience of 200 million young boys and
That was
girls
close.
that love this movie.
It was
They are now
13.
this old. We should talk about these themes to connect with them, while also bringing in more 5-year-olds. So it's probably gonna be great.
No.
Or
Disney's always so
it'll
great
be
because
just
it's-
as good, I should say. I didn't really like Frozen that much.
Yeah, I liked it a lot the first time I saw it. I went on a double date with another couple in the theater, and it was great. It was a fun time.
was
And then I
fun.
saw it again like 6 months later, and I was like, I don't remember this movie being this bad.
I
And
thought it was
then
fine.
I've seen it since, and it's like,
Am I the only one here that actually enjoyed it?
No, I
And
enjoyed it as well.
multiple
I enjoyed it,
times?
Jeffrey. We're okay.
Multiple times?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The first 15 times, I liked it. After that, I was like, eh.
Yeah, and I always keep a very open mind when I'm watching any movie. Like, what is this movie trying to do? What is the purpose of this movie? I'm not going to evaluate it like an Oscar movie every single time, right? Like Pacific Rim, fantastic movie
Yeah.
because of what it set out to do.
that's
So
definitely the criteria I try to go into. Like, did I regret these past 2 hours?
Yeah.
Like, did I
yeah,
enjoy it? Would I rather have done something else?
we saw Us.
Yeah.
Us, very entertaining movie.
I think there's definitely different mindsets you have to be aware of when you go in to watch a movie. Because if it's one that you have to like really analyze, you have to be ready to analyze it. If it's one that you just kind of like shut your brain off and you're like, I'm just gonna have fun.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
kids movies, same things apply.
Yep.
So that's why I really want to see Shazam.
I do too.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, but
I love
should
Zachary
try-
Levi.
divulge into another movie podcast again.
Oh my gosh.
There's like a set of actors that is like, if you're in this movie, I'm like, all right, let's go. Like Josh Gad, Hugh Jackman, Taron Egerton,
Huge
a few others. But yeah.
That's a very interesting group of people. That's, I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking it was going to be like more similar people to each other.
Oh no.
That was amazing.
But yeah, I mean, movies are good. Watch movies, I guess. Don't take them literally. Don't electrocute other people's cell phones. That's a reference to Shazam's trailer, by the way, guys.
I thought,
Yeah.
I thought you were referencing putting your cell phone in the microwave, but
No, Shazam in one of the...
no, I've seen that part
In
too.
the
Yeah,
trailer,
he just
yeah,
walks
in the
by.
trailer.
And
He's like recharging phones, and then one guy's
Have you
phone
guys watched the
explodes.
movie? Shazam?
Haven't yet.
no, not yet.
None of us
We
have.
were
I haven't-
supposed to, but
I haven't
Campus
seen
Clash.
a movie in so long. It's been a while.
I think I'm gonna try to convince my family to go Sunday.
Nice.
I know my dad would hate it. If I got my family, my dad would actually hate that movie.
Yeah. The last movie I saw with my dad, he got advanced screening tickets to, get this, Night at the Roxbury, which is a Saturday Night Live movie, like skit turned into a movie
Yep.
with Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell.
Oh.
And
Oh,
it is not the type of movie you go with your young teenage son to.
I'd imagine not.
It's about clubbing and being stupid and
Oh my.
whatnot.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
I don't know. It's an enjoyable enough movie, but not when you're sitting next to your dad.
That's kind of how I feel with Game of Thrones. I want to watch it, but like, I specifically watch it with my friends that come over because they're the ones that want me to watch it. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll watch it with you guys. But my brother loves hanging out with my friends. And so, but I'm like, I'm not going to watch Game of Thrones with my little brother. This isn't going to happen.
Or you can be that cool older brother that's like, hey,
No.
watch this thing.
There's so much violence and nudity that I can't handle.
Yeah.
I can't handle it being with my brother. Not okay. He's 14.
Understood.
No.
Oh, man. Well, do you guys have anything else to say on the topic of movies or video games
We could
or
go for hours on
Ukatsu?
movies, but for the sake of time, I won't.
Yeah, we've been going for a good clip at this
Maybe we'll
point.
have to start a movie podcast, guys, because I feel like every time
I need to start cutting out topics here because we never get to the last thing on my list.
What is the last thing?
We were going to talk about your legacy.
Oh.
It was going to be a big fun thing. But
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
going to take a
for-
long time.
Maybe we
Tom.
should save that for the first topic next week.
That's a
could
really
do
good
that.
topic. Lead off with
Yeah.
that one.
Well, give you guys a week to think about it. But
Because I
What's
am not
your
prepared
legacy,
today.
audience?
Wait, this
Leave
is
a
better. I
comment.
know Ben was super interested in being a part of that one, so
Maybe we get another microphone.
dun dun dun.
5 people on the podcast.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, guys.
We don't have enough microphone imports on our mixer.
Oh.
Joe, you're a killjoy.
I'm saying we could also just get up off the chair, sit down the new person.
Oh,
Guys,
I
enjoying
guess.
this
It will be
inside
fun.
baseball. Now you know that we sit on chairs.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have any closing thoughts for our wonderful listeners?
Yes, thank you for watching these. Thank you for listening to these. Some of you guys are like, hey, you should put timestamps on the podcast. Okay, yes, we'll do that now. It's going to take a little more work, but we'll do it for you guys.
Good idea. Fine.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Also,
Yeah.
if you want to ever submit your gameplay videos, right? You notice that all these video podcasts, we're playing a game over it.
Yep.
Usually it's Tom,
Yep.
which is great too, but this is a great way for us to interact with more of our audience. Say you've got a League game you want played, your Fortnite run you want played.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm never going to play League or Fortnite
There you
and put
go.
it into this podcast because I don't want you guys to make fun of me.
There you go. But yeah, say you have something impressive to show off, we will put it over this podcast.
And we will say whose gameplay it is.
Oh yeah, we'll
Oh,
shout you
yeah,
out.
we always mention.
So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Hit us up on
Anyone
Discord in the
else?
comments. You know where to find us, ukatsu.org. We got Ukatsu on YouTube. We got a Discord. So yeah,
Play Ukatsu on Twitch.
there you
Yeah.
go.
If you're wanting to learn how to build a PC, we just dropped the how to build a PC guide, downloadable guide that you
Excellent.
can download off of our website, as well as for parents. If you want to download our new guide, Power to the Parents, a beginner's guide to parenting gamers of modern day. That's not the exact title, but that's pretty much what it's super helpful. Honestly, it's got a lot of terms, but we're just trying to get more content out there for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this has been the Ukatsu Nation podcast. Signing off. Bye.
See ya.